Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Bahasharocha Hakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. As a high spirit wind lawyer, and today I want to go into a topic entitled a slow squeeze on the 12 tribes of Israel. A slow squeeze on the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, this is deriving back to a lesson I did a while back, a few days ago. They are trying to unalive us. Babylon is unaliving us. All right. Then I saw a preview to a documentary that's on YouTube called "They Are Trying to Kill Us." The preview was on YouTube a couple years ago, but I recently saw the documentary, and one thing that was mentioned in the documentary from a particular Jake, he was like, they're doing a slow squeeze on us. They're doing a slow squeeze on us. They want to drain everything they can out of us before they ultimately unalive us. And it reminded me of Jacob's trouble. All right, but he was talking about when it came to health and the environment that we grew up in, it's like a slow squeeze to death, all right, before they ultimately unalive us. And if you think about all the atrocities that happen to our people, man, all right, in this country, it's like a slow squeeze. I think it's some water. It's like a slow squeeze until our death, man. You know? It's like a slow squeeze to our death. All right, but Esau is attempting to unalive us, man. Like I said, you can look at some old footage from the 1990s of some cookout, some family reunion, or you can look at the old footage maybe from your school, from high school. Let's say you're 40, 50 years old, and you can look at some old footage from like a pep rally or some shit. You can look at your old school yearbook and look how many Jakes are back in the spirit world, man. You might be just 40, 50 years old. You might be even 30. So look how many Jakes you went to school with that's not here. Depending on where you grew up at in the world, a lot of it was from gun violence. A lot of it was from health issues, man. All right. Some of it was accidental, like a car accident. Those things do happen. But a lot of that shit was from gun violence. All right. Health issues. It's a slow squeeze to our death. Just look how many Jakes didn't make it after, just not here after COVID. And I didn't even mean to say that shit. But there's how many Jakes just have been back to the spirit world. Because this devil, and a lot of Jakes don't even understand this shit, man. You'll be surprised how green Jake is when it comes to Esau. Jake swear he's street smart. Eve swear she got these fucking PhDs, but then she'll turn around and get a fucking vaccine, man. Vaccination. 5 years ago, Esau was like, you know, we have to do something with the black community. We have to help the black community as far as vaccines. Like, when did you start to care about the so-called black community? All right, the black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Because you're going to realize that we're all the same, so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Because we're Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, man. The Southern Kingdom, all right, the Kingdom of Ephraim, all right, and Gad is in the Kingdom of Ephraim, all right. They're all Native Americans, all right. But you're gonna realize that they all go back to the 12 tribes of Israel, man. All right, they all go back to the 12 tribes of Israel, all right. And then you go to the doctor, and the doctor tells you to lay off the very food that the same administration promoted to you. The very food the very food that is surrounded by you, man. You know, shalom, shalom. The doctor tells you to lay off the food that you're surrounded by. Even when you go to the hospital, there are vending machines. There are vending machines with little cookies and chips, candy. Now you gotta ask yourself, how does this go into your body? How does this benefit your body? That's the beginning of eating healthier. Being analytical and asking yourself, how would this benefit my body? But the doctor is telling you to lay out the very thing that's in the hospital. The very thing that's surrounding you and your environment. You know? That's why Jake gets weak, man. And they engineer that shit for you to be addicted. But how can you lay off the very thing that you're surrounded by, man? The Esau, the same devil, he promotes it to you. That's why they call it the Food and Drug Administration. They get you addicted to the food, then they get you hooked on the drugs. It's a slow death. And there's no treatment, according to E. I don't give a fuck they take this video down. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. There's no treatment. They just want you hooked on that pill or their pills until you fucking die, man. And you'll be surprised how incorporating leafy greens into your diet will change the way you feel. Whether that's through a smoothie, sauteed vegetables, a salad. I just speak for myself. I feel better if I had some leafy greens the day before. Sometimes I slip. But recently I bought some juice from this company called Suja, S-U-J-A. So even if you did make a smoothie or a salad, you know, it's a juice made with different leafy greens like celery and I want to say Swiss chard, just different leafy greens, man. But you'll be surprised how leafy greens into your diet, all right, will improve your digestive system, improve your sleep. You know, because intermittent fasting, it does a lot, man. And I was just reading on the pancreas, right? Because while I'm up here meditating on high cholesterol, Jake asked me to make some herbal concoction for the pancreas. So I started reading on the pancreas and realized you can restore your pancreas just through fasting. You can restore your pancreas just through fasting. You know? The pancreas can be healed just through fasting. All right? But that's pretty much the point. You know? You gotta eat food that comes from the earth. You know? Like I said, of course you have your grass-fed meat and things of that nature. But the main enemy is processed food, man. Like that's death. That's part of the low vibration of this kingdom. Is the processed food. Then you go to the hospital, the women check you in at the hospital, and if it's Eve, most of them are overweight. And then a lot of Edomite women be looking fit. Like they be looking fit, man. You know? But Eve be overweight. I'm like, you checking me into the hospital, that's to say a lot. I wouldn't want to go to a gym and a trainer is overweight, man. I wouldn't hire a trainer that's overweight, man. Like, nigga, you can't get your weight down. How you gonna tell me that I get my weight down? You know? But this is the valley of the shadow of death. About 99.9% of the things that's in the snack machine is death. It's death, man. You see? 99.9% of the things in the snack machine at the gas station, you go to the gas station, that's supposed to be a convenience store. It's actually called a convenience store. So Esau has it to where the most convenient thing to eat is poison. It's processed food. You got to put a little time, effort, and planning into eating clean, man. But it's worth it. Because at the end of the day, this is going into your temple, man. But once again, the doctor will tell you, hey, lay off the fast food. Like, nigga, the fast food is here. And I think about Jake, man. How many Jakes have gone to prison for selling marijuana? But who goes to prison for selling poison through the pharmaceutical industry? Nobody, man. Who goes to prison for setting up a McDonald's franchise, a Burger King franchise? That's a trap house, man. You know? And a lot of brothers and sisters are truck drivers, man. But you just gotta be more careful because you're driving in the shadow of death. You know? One of the best ways to change your perception of, one of the best ways to change the way you eat is to change your perception of what food is. And I keep forgetting to put some vegetables inside the crock pot, man. But I do get this soup from this company called Amy's, A-M-Y''S, Amy's. And they make a pretty good soup. It's in the can. All right, it's like probably $4 for a can, but that's better than a $5-6 meal from, say, Burger King or Wendy's, man. And Jake is used to stuff and not quality. So Jake would rather have the burger, the fry, the drink, the cookie, and he only spent $5-6 when really you can get that can of soup from Amy's for about, I don't know, $4. But you actually feel better once you eat that soup. Because technically it's still fast food because it only takes 5 minutes to heat up. Another form of fast food is fruits and nuts. You have to remember, there's no Burger King in the jungle. There's no Burger King in nature. What is in nature is fruits. And that's fast food because you don't have to cook it. We have to get our spirits and our bodies used to eating what the Heavenly Father created, man. Especially those fruits, those leafy green vegetables, man. Greens heal. Anything that's green in nature, it most likely heals unless it's a poisonous plant. You know, it's certain foods that change your vibration. Like you eat leafy greens, it purges out those toxins in you, and your spirit feels better, your temple feels better, man. You know? But this man gave us a slow squeeze, man, in this society. That's the nature of a damn serpent. They're very subtle. To where nobody can say, oh, it's the so-called white man's fault. It is a so-called white man's fault. Guns in the neighborhood is a so-called white man's fault. Fast food is a so-called white man. Chemtrails, feminism, street culture. All this was generated from the so-called white man. America is destroying us. And it has destroyed us, but Jacob's trouble is going to be that cake bake. It's not normal to have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes. You know, it's not normal, but it's become a normal for Jake. You know, And like I said, that's pretty much the point. I'm not going to prolong the lesson. You know, it's a slow squeeze, man. It's a slow squeeze, all right, before your house side comes, man. Now we see even more how we need a deliverer, man. We need a deliverer. We need your house side, man. All right, we don't need anything else but your house side, man. It's some bullshit, by the way, man. America's some bullshit. And even these companies that we work, brothers and sisters work in these hospitals, so a lot of us work in these warehouses, man, that shit kills your spirit. I mean, I work in a warehouse, but that kills your spirit, man. Take away from the sun, take away from nature. It slowly just makes you depressed, man. Kills your inner morale, man. Nature walks really be helping, man. Get your spirit back, man. All right? Then on top of that, you be working outside of our circadian rhythm, where you're moving your bodies outside of this natural orbit. That's why it's good to go to a chiropractor. It's good to go to a masseuse and get a massage if you can afford it. Because your body is the only vehicle that cannot be replaced. That same body that got crushed up at football practice, all right? The same body that's at a damn warehouse. All right, you gotta keep that same body till you go back to the spirit world. In general, in theory, the same body that you've had since birth, you gotta keep that same body till you go back to the Most High. So you gotta give it the proper fuel, but you can't abuse it either. All right, you have to do preventive maintenance. And fasting is a form of preventive maintenance, man. But that's pretty much the point. I hope your brothers and sisters are edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Hamshai, Bahashim Kahakodash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Well. So there's peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. And Baba Bao, come in, Shalom, Shalom.